What is going on, guys? This is Alex from the MadGuyz. Today I'm going to be talking about X-Men! Not one movie in particular, the entire series. In preparation for Logan, coming out March 3rd, I'm going to tell you on this video what my favorite X-Men movie is, what my least favorite X-Men movie is, what I think is the most underrated X-Men movie, and what I think is the most disappointing X-Men movie. That's how you want to term it. The franchise is 9 movies strong, and it's had some ups and downs. There's been some really good X-Men movies, there's been some really bad X-Men movies, and then just kind of some in the middle, and that is what I'm going to attempt to do in this video. Tell you which ones I like, which ones I don't like, and I will rank them at the end of this list. I'm going to get started with the list now. Sit back, grab some popcorn, pop it in the microwave if you have to, and yeah, stuff your face full of that buttery mess, and watch me talk about X-Men. Alright, so it really comes down to 2 X-Men movies for me, and these are the 2 that people will pinpoint as the 2 best. It's just which one. There's one that people like more, and then there's this other one that people may also like more. These 2 are X2 X-Men United and 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, I'm going to give the edge to Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past, to me, is just, it accomplishes more than X2. Both of them are really good, don't get me wrong. Both of them have a lot going on in them. Both of them are like the same runtime, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. I just think Days of Future Past has more content in it. I don't think it... There are some scenes in X2 that drag for me a little bit, whereas X-Men Days of Future Past really just keeps on going, and it really fixes everything that the original trilogy got wrong, and especially erasing it all. Michael Fassbender is really good in this movie. I really like the blend of time travel with the old cast and the new cast, and it's just awesome. And nothing to take away from X-Men 2, because X-Men 2 is also really good. I love the Lady Deathstrike fight, I love the military raid on Professor X's mansion, but for me, it's just that little extra oomph in Days of Future Past. So Days of Future Past gets it for me. A most underrated X-Men film, no doubt, X-Men Apocalypse. I'm just gonna tell you that the critics were wrong on this one. 52 out of 100 on Metacritic, 48% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't understand that. I don't know why. They said that Apocalypse was a little too cliche, which I didn't think so. There are a couple of problems I do have with the movie. The first half hour of the movie is a little choppy with the pacing. The Wolverine cameo is really kind of out of nowhere. But I mean, other than that, this is a really solid X-Men movie. I love the darker tone. I love the themes in this film. You have another kick-ass scene by Quicksilver in this one. It's just a really, really, really solid third film in this X-Men trilogy. Now, was it going to be better than Days of Future Past? No, I don't think critics really realized that. I don't think they understood it wasn't going to be as good as Days of Future Past or First Class, but it's still really fun to watch. I enjoy it. I have it on Blu-ray. It's right here. I have it on Blu-ray. This is a really good X-Men film. Very, very, very underrated. Least favorite X-Men movie for me, X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's a bad movie. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it should have been. But there are parts of it that keep it from being my least favorite X-Men movie, and it really makes it watchable. The first 20 minutes of this film are really good. The middle part where he's on the farm, that whole action scene where the people take him in, he's on the bike and he slashes the side of the helicopter with his claws, I really like that scene. I mean, the rest of the film's just kind of eh. Liev Schreiber is also really good as Sabretooth. The rest of it, yeah, I mean, other than that, it's really disappointing. I mean, they kind of did what they did with X-Men 3, and they really put a lot of stuff into an hour and 40-minute movie, and it just didn't work. They put too much in, and it was just too cluttered, too cramped, plot was all over the place. It just did not work for me, but it is watchable. I can sit down and I can watch it. I know a lot of people can't. I can at least watch it or like have it on in the background as like ambient background music or noise, but yeah, it should have been a lot better than it was. Alright, so we've come to the fun part of the list. The worst X-Men movie. If it's not X-Men Origins Wolverine, it has to be X-Men The Last Stand. The Last Stand is, like, not good at all. There is nothing redeeming about this movie. When you take what was supposed to be two 2.5 hour movies, and you take those plots of those movies, combine them into 1 hour-and-a-half movie, you're doomed to fail. Especially where this movie is not directed by Bryan Singer, it's directed by Brett Ratner, who doesn't know anything about X-Men, because Storm becomes the leader of the X-Men all of a sudden, because he gave in to Halle Berry's demands that she wanted to be in it more, like, she can go screw herself. Wolverine's giving, like, battle speeches all of a sudden. I'm like, why is everybody out of character? Cyclops dies off-screen, you have the Dark Phoenix saga, you have the Cure, you have a bunch of other random shit going on. It's too much for an hour-and-a-half movie. And that is why I don't like X-Men The Last Stand. Every time I watch X-Men The Last Stand, I get bored shitless. I, like, fall asleep. That should tell you something about X-Men The Last Stand. It is not a good movie. Nor is X-Men Origins Wolverine. But Wolverine is at least watchable. This one ain't. If I have to rank the X-Men films, number 1, Days of Future Past. Number 2, X-Men 2, X-Men United. Number 3, Deadpool. 4, probably go First Class. 5, Apocalypse. 6, the original X-Men. 7, The Wolverine. 8, X-Men Origins Wolverine. And 9, The Last Stand, if that even counts. Alright guys, so that concludes my X-Men talk of the day. Might review a couple of these before Logan, maybe the 2 Wolverine movies. Hope to see you soon. We promise we won't go dark for as long as we have. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You're on YouTube, hit the big red subscribe button, and go insane for the MadGuyz.